when you're building a business, it's never going to be by yourself. And the best business owner that you watch online or watch their podcast and everything, they always talk about how what they were bad at, they found somebody good at hiring them in that position. For me, in the team aspect, the football team was 120 people, 105 down. You got to be able to play with all those different people.
Hey everyone, I'm Burton, and welcome to PropStream Pros, the podcast where we dive into the lives of real estate professionals who've made it. In each episode, we'll explore how they got started, challenges they faced, and the strategies that helped them succeed, so that you can learn from their journey and apply those insights to your own path. Whether you're just getting started or already building a portfolio, there's something here for everyone. So make sure to subscribe, follow, and join us as we talk to professionals who've made their own success.
On this episode of PropStream Pros, Burton sits down with college linebacker Jeremiah Brown to talk football and real estate. Learn how discipline and long-term thinking are helping him build a future beyond the field.
Hey everyone, Burton here with PropStream Pros, and thank you for tuning in to another episode. Today I have a really special guest with me, and I think this is a guest that the future generation or even current investors today can learn a lot from. So please help me give a warm welcome to my good friend here, Jeremiah Brown. Mr. Brown, how's it going today? Thank you for joining us today. How's your day?
Thank you for having me. It's a blessing. It's been good. We just have finished walkthroughs and everything, and ready to get on this and talk.
Okay, well, Jeremiah, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I do a little research of guests that I'm about to interview. And as I did a little bit of research on you, man, I was just like, how many pages do I have to go through to understand who you are as an individual? So let me just kind of list off a few things and feel free to add or take away. But you're a college student. Not only are you a college student, but you're a college athlete as well. Obviously, you're an awesome human being because we have had our conversation already, but you're also diving into the real estate world. That's a lot. Anything else to add to those?
That's pretty much all I do. Besides a little free time I get, I like to go fish and hunt. Hunting season coming up. Like to go enjoy those things as far as hobbies. Actually, looking into starting my own electrical company when I'm finished with football too.
Okay, well, that's even amazing to hear. I love hunting, by the way. I love camping, and so I've never officially gone hunting, but fishing. Actually, let me take that back. I call it catching because sometimes we don't even get the fish.
Yeah.
That's why they don't call it catching; they call it fishing, right? So I'm more of the catcher than the fisher. So we definitely got to link up one of these days and just go hang out at the lake and kind of do that. But let's start with the being a student. If you don't mind me asking, you're a college student, is that correct?
Right, correct. I actually just graduated this past May.
Congratulations. What school did you graduate from?
Colorado, in the School of Geography with their minor in business.
Wow. Okay. And then, well, let's talk about that. Why geography and why business?
So I know I always wanted to step into the business world, but I talked with my academic coordinator and was like, hey, you can take a couple classes, learn a lot, and you'll also get a minor for it. So I was like, hey, why not? And I actually ended up falling in love with all the professors at the Lee School of Business in Colorado are amazing. They're all real world experience. Some of them have started their own small companies and startups and just decided to retire and come and give back to us. And then as far as geography, why I picked that, to be honest, I really have no choice. I transferred to Jackson State. I was there for 2 years and I was an electrical engineering major. When I transferred to Colorado, unfortunately, all my credits didn't transfer over. So in order to be eligible for football, I had to stay. I had to choose geography, history, or anthropology. That was the only three options I really had in order to stay eligible for NCAA. So yeah, so I ended up going with geography.
Well, I had a question for you then. So regarding the educational part, you did mention a few moments ago that you're still kind of interested in running your own electrical business, and you did mention that in Jackson State. You did study electrical engineering. What is it about electrical engineering that just that's your thing? What inspired you to want to dive into that field?
So growing up, I always been interested in just playing with all electrical things. So like as far as like weeds, like I tore that up. That's a whole nother story. And then playing with the thermostats in the house. And then my uncle was in the construction business. He has a masonry company, laying bricks. And when you laying those bricks on the house, you putting those up. The inside of the house is like completely gutted. It's just the subframe and everything in there. So just seeing all the wires and everything go through, I've always been fascinated. Even when I walk through like an industrial building or anything, I've been trying to follow the lines and see what electrical rooms lead to and everything. I'm like, okay, this cool, this cool.
I love that. That's actually really cool. I'm the same way when it comes to like LED lights.
Right.
So, look, when I go to like Vegas, thankfully I've never gone to Tokyo because I'm sure I'd be like, where I'd be hit by a
Yeah.
car. But yeah, I'm the same way. Like the moment I see LEDs, my eyes just like hover to it. And so I could definitely see, you see lines of wires. You're just like, where is that going? And what's the
Yeah.
source? That's really cool, man. Um, let's kind of go back. So you stated that you're currently in Colorado right now, right? So you're in the
Right.
University of Colorado.
Yes,
Not
sir.
only are you taking, or did you just graduate with a business and geo, but you also were a college athlete at that time. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Still am currently.
Oh, you still are. Oh, awesome. What
Yes,
sport
sir.
are you playing at Colorado?
Football.
Hey, okay. Interesting. Offense or defense?
Defense, linebacker.
That's what's up. Hey, I'm a firm believer of defense wins games.
Hey,
Um, I am a true believer of that, and I say that I don't know if you watch football, but I don't know if you just saw the Philadelphia and the Rams game,
Eagles. Yep. Block field
right?
goal. Joey
That
Davis
exact
score.
dude.
Yeah.
The defense literally held Rams to 26 points for like two whole quarters. So
Came
for
back
those that
19
say
points down.
defense don't win games, I'll challenge you on that. Now, don't get me wrong. Hurts and the team on the offense side did well, but the defense definitely held those points for that comeback to happen. So I love that you're on the defense. You did say linebacker. Are you the outside or the inside, the middle? What do you do?
Inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually is very interesting. I'm going to tell you this. When I think of linebacker, the first person that comes to mind is like a Ray Lewis, right?
As it should.
Just unhinged, the most aggressive player. Like if I was on the field, that's a guy I would not run away or would just not be near. I remember reading this thing online, Jeremiah. It was like, would you rather like walk into a fire pit or take a slant inside towards Ray Lewis? And everyone was like, no, I would rather walk in a fire
You
pit.
don't want them problems.
Exactly. So let me ask you this. As long as I've met you, you've been really cool, calm, and collective. But don't get me wrong, when you're on the field, maybe there's that switch. How do you juggle that? How do you juggle that I have to be who I have to be on the field? And then obviously when you're talking to me, talking to your friends and family, dude, you're like the nicest guy ever. And so how do you do that? How do you juggle those emotions?
I would say it just stems from how we grew up and how I was raised and all of my core values as far as like what I believe in. So for me, going out on the field, I bring my why with me for every play, every tackle. When I run into the ball, you have to have a reason for why you're doing it. And for me, it's my family. I don't want my family to have to struggle or want for anything. So I think about that for as future reference. Like, hey, I got this play, I got to go all in. Next play, I got to go all in every play. And ultimately, that'll lead to me getting the spotlight and being able to have a shot at the NFL. And that money will take care of your family for generations.
Well, man, I'll tell you this. You're already a celebrity in my book, but I love that. I love that answer. And I think that's a very important answer. For those that may be listening that may not be a college athlete or a college student, I think it's still important to have your why, especially in the real estate space. You know, you are going to go through your ups and downs, not just with your business, but with life. And so I love that you always kind of reference back to, hey, my why is my family. And I got to do it. I got to get up every day and kind of go from there.
Definitely.
And so love that you're able to kind of just switch. And that switch is, hey, I'm on the field. This is my why. Let's get down to business. I had a question. I just did some research a little bit, and Buffaloes. I just can't help but see all the headlines there.
Right.
That's the team with Coach Dion, right?
Right.
Prime time. So he's your coach.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? that actually brings an interesting variable because, I'm over here thinking Jeremiah, college athlete, student, that alone is a lot of pressure. But
If you
you
let it
are
be.
all. Oh, I love that answer. Okay, well, actually, let's elaborate on that because I was just going to ask you. You guys have a huge spotlight on you, especially in the last few years. And I just connected the dot. You said you were in Jackson State,
Right.
so I remember reading the article. Coach Prime going from Jackson State over to Colorado. Were you part of the transition of that?
Yes, sir.
Holy moly. Small world. I'm over here reading ESPN articles, all the sports articles about that incident. And here I am talking to someone who was part of that. That's just mind blowing. Okay, so I got to peel the onion on that. Okay, so how do you juggle, like you said, this is a high pressure environment and you kind of answered it. Where does that come from? Like, how do you juggle that pressure?
For me, honestly, I don't think of it too much. Like the media never really like fazed me in that sense because Coach Prime does a great job of letting us know how the media is. Like, as soon as you're doing good, they're with you. As soon as you're doing bad, they're against you. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. And if you don't have it, doing it
Wow.
right,
Can you
then it's
repeat
for
that again?
another
Because that's a
extension.
very powerful statement. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut off, but I
Yeah.
think that's a very powerful statement. When they're with you, what was that?
Oh, when they're with you, congrats, I love you this. As soon as you do bad, oh man, you suck, is this. So you gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
very powerful. That's so true, and I see it in a lot of different aspects, especially in the athletic
Man,
department.
here-
You're one day the hero, and you miss that catch, you miss that tackle, you miss that whatever it may be, and
you
in
suck.
seconds, yeah, you're just like the villain all of a sudden, and that's really interesting to hear that. That you're kind of used to it and you just allow it. How did you get used to it? Has that always been a thing in you, or did that kind of was that a trait that you had to build upon or within yourself?
I don't know. I look at it like a farmer's perspective. It's like, farmers with crops and everything, you can't like pray for it to rain. And like for us and athlete instance, like praying for the rain is like praying for the spotlight to be getting noticed for the NFL, playing in front of a million fans and everything. But you can't pray for the rain and not expect to deal with the mud. So that comes with
You have really good. I love that. I just love your references. Okay, so
it.
if I can conclude, life did not start in Colorado for you. It seems as life started in Florida. Is that correct?
Right.
Or
Yes, sir.
okay, so let's kind of go back. Who was Jeremiah in grade school and in middle school? Like, were you as calm and collective and as cool as you are today,
No.
or okay?
I was
Well,
about to tell you, I was bad. I was a bad kid. Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
what by bad do you
Fucked
mean
up.
in academics or just like
No,
the class clown?
I always had pretty good grades, but me it was
Okay.
more so just class clown and just trying to be cool and try to fit in.
If you don't mind sharing, what do you think the source of you being a class clown was? Was it stuff that you just didn't like school, or was it baggage from the personal life? At that time, kind of going into the
Um,
school world.
I honestly, I mean, you could easily say personal life, but like at the same time, you're young, you're a kid, and everybody want to be the cool kid in class. So like, if you being a class clown and all your peers love it, that's what you gonna keep trying to be. So I say,
That makes sense. You're very right. Kids just love, especially in today's world where everybody has a social media presence, right? That attention seeking, that let's get those likes. There's a lot more of it today, which is very,
right,
very eerie in a sense. So, okay, well, the good thing is at least you were good in the academical part, and that kind of, led you to, correct me if I'm wrong, Jackson State. Is that correct?
yes, sir.
And so you go to Jackson State, you're learning electrical engineering. I take it you're also playing football at Jackson State,
Yes,
correct?
yes, sir.
Okay. You confirmed a few moments ago that you were part of the transition from Jackson State over to Colorado State with Coach Prime. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a crazy move. You know nothing but Florida at the time. And this decision lands on the table. What made you go? What made you take that decision? What made you take that leap of faith? Let's call it what it is.
I don't know. I just always trusted Coach Prime because even coming out of high school, I had like, a good amount of offers and everything, but I decided to go to a HBCU, which was unheard of for somebody to do. And that next year, that following year, got Travis Hunter to come to a HBCU just because we all believe in Coach Prime's vision. And he's a man of God. Who doesn't want to follow a man of God? And then as far as going from Jackson State to University of Colorado, it was a no-brainer for me. I took a chance on them, and I felt like they were taking a chance on me to bring me up to that Power 4 level. And I feel like it was an honor for him to want me to be one of the people that come play for him on his team.
That's amazing. And I might add, you guys had a spectacular, for lack of a better term, you guys really brought in the energy at Jackson State.
Hey, bro.
Shador, Travis, the
Yeah.
team, and a bunch of others. Yeah, and obviously Coach Prime leading the way. What was it that he displayed? What were some attributes as to? You said, Coach Prime, huge amount of faith, and I love that. Totally agree with that. Was there any other attributes that also kind of helped you take that leap of faith? You did mention that he poured into you, which made you pour back into him.
Right.
Has that always been a thing that you've known about when it comes to Coach Prime?
Yeah, because my high school head coach, Corey Fuller, they played together, and they both went to Florida State together, so they've known each other forever. So, and my head coach is like one of the most consistent people too I know. And he always talked about Coach Prime. He followed Coach Prime, and Coach Prime was always there for him, no matter what was going on. He always helped him out. It was like a big brother to him. Called him, checked on him, and still do to this day. No matter like how many people in this world know him and see him, he's still just a genuine guy. Always checks up on his peers. And the most consistent human being I ever met in my life, like consistent day in, day out. He is who he is.
I love that. Are there any key takeaways that you will probably implement in your life that you've learned from your two coaches?
From Coach Fuller's that consistently, and then the dog, the killer mentality. Like, hey, you gotta go get it. You gotta go grind if you want it. You gotta go hustle and get it. He actually had a motivational video go viral where he took the team back to his childhood projects where he grew up in the rain and showed them like this is why. Like he wanted to get out of this one bedroom apartment with his mom, like to take care of his mom. And that just fired up the whole world when he went viral with that. So just the dog mentality for him. And as far as Coach Prime, the dog mentality too. And just being consistent. Like don't be too high, don't be too low. Be consistent day in, day out. Keep stacking days, and you'll get where you want to go.
I absolutely love that. Well, let me ask you this: how's your season going in your book? Like, have you played any games this season
Yeah.
as a linebacker?
Yes, sir. Started with 2 games so far this season. Played in how many games we played? 4. Played in 3 of them. Didn't play last game because I had a concussion from the game prior.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm happy you're doing okay. Looks like you're fine in front of me.
Yeah,
Let
I'm
me ask
good.
you this. I mean, obviously, it's a week to week thing when it comes to football, and I mean, you got 60 minutes of uncertainty. Let's call it what it is. How do you prepare for that uncertainty? And not only that, but the spotlight, the pressure. How do you stay grounded in a moment once that whistle blows? Like, how is it that you stay grounded for your plays and everything that's just literally, let's call it what it is. Most of it, I would see as a bystander, as a spectator, it seems random. Could I be wrong? Am I assuming in that?
Not really. From the work you put in throughout the week and practice and how hard you go, that's when the confidence comes from. Being out there on the field, the confidence and preparation. When that meets that opportunity, you'll be ready to make the play.
That's cool. I really like that because I do think it kind of translates with like anything you do in life, right? We don't know what's going to happen right around the corner. But to your point, staying prepared, being equipped, that can actually help you be prepared for that uncertainty. Um, I guess the question I want to kind of pivot over to, and I kind of want to be real with you. You're a college student, right? You've already graduated. Some will argue that you're good with that. You're degreed. You can go out there into the workforce and get a good salary, call it a day. You're also a college athlete. And based on what I've seen so far in some of your past videos, I haven't seen you this season yet, but I'm sure you're doing exactly what you've done in the past videos. But I'd say you probably have a really good future ahead of you too when it comes to that. But we met because of PropStream. So why are you also including real estate in your resume, if you don't mind me asking?
Just kind of trying out new things. What was the main thing that made me get into real estate? I know most people just got like a thing where it click. Uh,
Yeah.
I would say like the thing where I really started like I always knew and like heard about it. I say the thing like that made me like kind of like deep dive into it was my strength coach, Coach Mo. We were always talking. He was real big into real estate. Had like a few houses and he'd flip and sell them or he'll hold them and just rent them out. Just talk about the profit margins and how the US is set up for the real estate. You get tax advantages and just walking me all through that. I'm like, hey, okay. So I started watching more and more YouTube videos, finding people, connecting with them on Instagram, the lines from them. There was people in the field. And I also connected with you. I was in a Facebook, I joined a Facebook group, and one of the people in the Facebook group, after I introduced myself in the group, reached out to me and sent me their login for this website. It's called Deal Machine. And you were doing a like a seminar for them on the Deal Machine, just how to work PropStream for wholesaling. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like he giving great details how to work it. I was like, dang, I wonder if you can help me out. So I looked up your name on Instagram, found you, sent you a message. Oh, he was like the most cool guy ever. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And then I started using the PropStream software. Ended up wholesaling around five deals. So yeah, I was out.
Wow, that's amazing, man. And that's crazy how like just connection, just having that courage to reach out and make that connection. I'm happy. I mean, we've known each other for a few months now. You've been awesome, really cool. I'm learning a lot about you too. Like I didn't even realize the Coach Prime thing and the job. I mean, that's just, man, you've gone through a lot to say the least, and you've always been calm and collected. That's just really awesome about it. But the reason I find the fact that you're going into real estate is really interesting. Can I be honest with you as to why I believe that?
Yeah.
With social media now kind of being, a thing. When I was young, I used to think college athletes or professional athletes, just, people that were on TV, they were made, right? Like, you're on TV, you're catching a ball, you're shooting 3-pointers, like you're made compared to someone who's like a 9 to 5. But as social media got more and more, popular, we started seeing more transparency. And the reality is that there are a lot of professional athletes that unfortunately don't have that ability to manage finance. And then we see the outcome of that. And so when you reached out to me, I was like, student, college athlete, and real estate, like, holy smokes. Do you ever think about that? Like, hey, this is just kind of like a little safe haven I'm creating, or has that not even dawned upon you? Did I just introduce that idea to you?
Nah, that's definitely a thought in my head. But we have a great staff on our coaching staff, and they always tell us about the people that did wrong with their money or mismanaged their money. I don't want to be one of those people, so I take it serious. I know it's like easy to say, like, when you in the league, you get those checks every week. You like, oh, it'll never stop. But once it's over, it's over. Like, you're not getting no more checks. They don't have to pay you anything else. So what you did with your money from there, was either going to be good for you or it's going to be real bad for you. It's going to hit you in the face. And I would never want it to hit me in the face. So I'd rather stay out in front of it and not let that happen to me. So
That's amazing that you say that. And you're right. Like, that's something I recognize in the league, but now with the NIL stuff, it's now entering into the college division, right?
right.
And if adults are struggling with financial decisions, now you have younger men and women that are dealing with that same decision making, right? And so it's just really interesting to see that you've recognized that, and you're like, hold up here, we can't put all of our eggs in one basket. I want to highlight something about you, if you're okay with this. I was in your Instagram, and I was looking at a few of your posts, and I
Mhm.
saw this really cool post. It was the I think it was the ESPN Special Olympics
Oh, yeah.
post. Brother, I saw you have so much fun giving back. Is that something that you love to do? Is that something that's like a part of you that, hey, big or small, I just love giving back?
Oh, yeah. Nah, I love doing that because for me, it's like you can easily go through life and take everything for granted or get mad at the situation you're in or something. And then they pull up and you like, dang, you going through this and you still come out here and give me a smile and love on me. So it's like, man, I'm great. I'm good in life right now. So it's only right to give back to them because they're the real superheroes.
That when I saw that, I was like, holy smokes. And I say that because PropStream is also a very charitable company, and we do a lot of giving back. And so when I saw that, I was like, man, that just like warmed up my heart. You could just see the smile. Like I just love that that, hey, I'm good. I could be great, but there's still the opportunity to give back and
Right.
make other people happy as well. Let me ask you this. Um, what legacy do you think you're going to be remembered for? Like when it's, fast forward a few years from now. I mean, well, actually, let me ask you this, a more direct question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I'll be a master electrician, have my own electrician company, and probably have a real estate portfolio of at least 20 rentals.
Hey, I like that. And you know what I also like about that? You're creating this vertical where if there's any issues with your rental portfolios, or let's say you're working on a future fix and flip, well, I know
Mm.
one less thing that needs to be called out for, and that's the electricity, right?
Yeah,
You'll be able to just handle that on your own. And so that'd be cool. You're not only the investor, but you're also the electrician on the project. I think that's really cool. Do you think you'll ever evolve beyond being a master electrician? Do you think maybe you'll go into like electrical, something like more futuristic, like I don't know, maybe working on satellites or like wireless or any of that stuff, or is it just going to just stay with the electrical stuff?
I have no clue to be honest. I know I'll be in a commercial for electrician, in commercial scale and residential scale. So wherever that takes me.
Do you see yourself working on like a skyscraper and doing the whole wiring from first floor?
Nah, that ain't my nah. That ain't going up there.
Well, you never know. We might come back to this episode and be like, remember when you said you were going to do it? What are you doing now?
Yeah,
That's really, really cool. Do you always see yourself giving back?
definitely, always. Because when I was younger, all the athletes and higher ups in the community, they always came back. I was like, dang, it make you realize that it's possible and it's not that far out of reach for you.
If there, let's say, is someone out there who's probably, young, going through maybe that same situation of being the class clown, wanting that attention, which may not be the right decision at the time, what would be your advice to that high school student or that young college student on how to stay focused?
Number one, I would say find your faith in God. That's big. They do that, everything else to take care of itself.
Have you ever experienced a tough situation as a student, as a college athlete, or perhaps in your real estate business? And if you did, how did you work yourself out of that situation?
The hardest part for me was probably last year when I redshirted, uh, just not playing football. Just feel, as an athlete, you feel useless basically. Been playing the sport
Really?
forever. And you did not just play it all, you just practicing. Come to the game, you just sitting on the sideline watching everybody else go out there. That was a hard mental part for me. But pushing through it was, I had a great support from my family and friends. And then, like I just told you before, just find your faith in God and understand everything that you go through is for a reason.
I love that. When it comes to football, when it comes to, in this case, being a linebacker, who do you try to model yourself as on the
Ray
field?
Lewis,
Ray
Ray Lewis,
Lewis.
I want to be feared.
You want to be feared. I love
I'm a
that.
fear.
I love that.
Yes.
Ray Lewis and Baltimore Ravens at the time, I think, had Yeah, and I think Reed was on the team as a safety too, Ed
Yep.
Reed. So yeah, that was like a yeah, that was a really remarkable defense there. Who do you try to model yourself outside of the field?
Outside the field, I would say honestly, myself, just being the best version of myself.
That is a really good answer. I didn't expect you to say that. I was expecting a name or somebody else that may have impacted you. But why did you gamble on yourself? Like why yourself? Like what is it that you believe in? Like I see the talent, I see the capability. I love the
Mhm.
charitable person that you are. Do you still think there's a lot more untapped potential in you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Every day you got to get at least 1% better. Every night you should, when you sit in your bed, going to sleep, I'm always in my head thinking like, okay, what did I do good at today? What can I do better at? What did I do bad at today? You know, you gotta ask
I
yourself
love
those
that.
hard questions.
When it comes to the real estate stuff now, are there anything that you've implemented into your real estate business that you've learned as a student or as a college athlete? Any of that stuff that you would say, hey, this has helped me, with a little bit of the success that I have, or a lot of the success that you have, like any of the traits that you've learned on those other two aspects that you've applied in your real estate business?
Oh, definitely. For me, being an athlete is amazing for me as far as business wise, because you have to, when you're building a business, it's never gonna be by yourself. But in the best business owner that you watch online or watch their podcast and everything, they always talk about how what they were bad at, they found somebody good at, hired them in that position so they could be great together. So for me in the team aspect, football team was 120 people or 105 now, and you got to be able to play with all those different people. And when you get in that huddle, this person might be from this background, that person might be from a whole different background. But some way, somehow, y'all all go out there and y'all find one common goal and go out there and obtain it. So that's how it is for business. Find people like-minded, work together, and you'll be all right.
I love that. That was a really good answer, and you're right. I mean, it is technically a team, right? One dream, one goal. Like that's what is it? One team, one dream type of thing. So, yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah, that's really I love that. Do you play any like reward like when it comes to your team at your job site or at your real estate business? Do you try to implement any football stuff? Do you bring like your gear? Do you get people to do fantasy drafts? Like I'm just wondering, like, do you try to bring your athletic life into your real estate business to make it fun?
Well, my business isn't that big yet. I only have like 3 people that work for me now. So it's not just crazy.
Hey man, that's still big. There are some people out there that are listening that don't even have one employee. So you should still give yourself a lot of credit for that. But let's ask you that. I mean, having 3 people, has it been a challenge working with other people in your business? Like you said, you have different backgrounds, different perspectives of things. Have you learned quite a bit in the last few years running your real estate business and working with other
Uh,
people?
yes, perseverance. No matter what one of us may be going through, we all still have to push through.
I know you're on time. I don't want to take too much of your time, especially, you're devoted as a student, as a college athlete, and then your real estate stuff. So let's end it on a few more questions, and then I'll let you take back some time. But one thing I like about, interviews and podcasts and stuff like that is this is going to last for quite some time. So let's assume 20 years from now, you're watching this, or maybe your kids or your family's watching this. Is there a message that you like to give to yourself or your family 20 years from now?
Never give up. No matter how hard it seems, no matter how dark the tunnel is, just keep chopping, keep chopping.
I love that. And the last question, for anybody that's listening to this episode that may be a college student trying to juggle that life, maybe even being a college athlete like you, how can they reach out to you and kind of learn more about your story and all the stuff that you're doing and giving and how you're giving back to the community?
Reach me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. All of it's the same socials for me. Jeremiah Brown with 2 eyes. And I'll be excited to connect with y'all. I love connecting with new people. it's a big world, but it's really small at the end of the day, especially when it comes to the real estate field. Everybody knows everybody. And you'll be surprised how many people are willing to help if you just send out one DM to the person that you're scared to send it to.
I love that. Well, Jeremiah, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to give us a little bit, to let us learn a little bit about you. I think your story will hopefully, resonate. I'll be honest with you. I know your story is going to resonate with a lot of people out there. So again, thank you so much. But that's it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Jeremiah, is there any last thing that you'd like to say to anybody, or anything you just want to say to the audience?
I want to say thank you to you, Ashley, Burton, because
really?
Without you, I would have never had the software PropStream and never knew about its capabilities. It's crazy advanced, especially compared to the other softwares that are out there. I don't want to call out names or anything, but PropStream, I'm not even trying to advertise anything, but just even when it comes from the list pulling, like most of the numbers are like pretty much spot on. Like you have a few duds even there, but that's with every software. But for the most part, you got a great, I say at least 85% chance that number is going to be the correct number. When you pull those lists or when you cold call it. And then all the when you compare homes, you compare okay, this is what it can be worth after renovation. It's like, dang, how'd you get that out of this market? And then it compares like, so everybody knows when you're wholesaling, you find 3 similar properties in the area, and PropStream already does it for you. Like this is what you can get for this. I was like, dang, how the world? Yeah. Because it's hard finding those comparables. And it just does it for you like that.
Oh, I agree, man. Just us trying to get the comparable data over the last few years has just been a journey. But that means a lot to me, brother. And again, I am so happy you did reach out. I'm so happy we got to get to know each other. I look forward to what this is going to look like in the future. And again, for you, for anybody in your community, if they need our help here at PropStream, for anybody listening, if you guys need help learning our product, please reach out. And then I encourage anybody listening to please also follow Jeremiah and reach out to him if you want to learn more about him and his story, or maybe even do a few business deals with him there too. So Jeremiah, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, but until next time, okay, man?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Burton.
Thanks for tuning into the PropStream Pros podcast. Subscribe for weekly insights and real strategies to help you close more deals. See you next time.